Hi guys, this is Deepthi. Welcome to our next episode on Back to Basics. This is a small episode which we are going to look at how graphotherapy can help students, specifically children between the age group of 16 to 22. So we have with us Meenakshi Srinath, who's an experienced graphotherapist working in this space for more than 15 years. Welcome, Meenakshi.
Hi Deepthi, how are you doing?
Good. So tell me, Meenakshi, something interesting that came up during our conversation last time was that graphotherapy is a very, very useful tool for students, especially
Yes,
when they are in their, that space when they're looking at what to do next in terms of their studies or career.
yes, that's true. Yes. So, what typically happens is now graphology, as a ground rule, there is a specific age limit. So, you can do it for anybody who's over 17, ideally. So, 16 to 17 typically. And you do not do it for somebody who's beyond 60 for various reasons, because there's lack of strength in the body, there could be illnesses, so the analysis is not very accurate. So, having said that, the bracket of 16 to 21, exactly like you said, is a very deciding time in our life, which can shape, make or break the entire career or the working life of an individual, right? So, in this, from experience, what I've seen is children are at their most vulnerable when they're in their 10th, 12th, or they're deciding graduation. What do they do next? Do they take a break? And this typically comes from many factors. One is, everybody giving them advice on different fronts. Do this, you'll make more money. Do this, this is what will work for the next 10 years. Do this, there'll be no recession in this. To add to it, there is peer pressure. And the biggest factor in this is the parents. So for lack of better word, yeah, so maybe the parents are not wanting to put pressure on the child, but they obviously want the best. So from their knowledge and their know-how of the current situation, they suggest careers which may or may not be in sync with what the child really wants. So in my experience, I've seen if children are counseled in that age group, I do understand there are different tests, which actually you just go onto a computer, you answer a set of questions which will give you a list of this is what you do, which works great. Yes, from experience, what I've seen is graphology and graphotherapy work brilliantly as well. So because the basis of it is analyzing somebody's personality traits or the strengths or the areas of improvement, it certainly helps you decide your career. There are a couple of things which are analyzed in the handwriting, which would just something as simple as tell you what job will be the person happiest doing. Now there are jobs which require a person to be seated in one place, crunch numbers day in day out, and there are people who are brilliant at that. They will never feel that's monotonous. They feel their expertise lies in that. There are those people who will need to be go-getters, go out in the market, crunch those numbers, do those sales for the company. So if you're able to detect that at an early stage, if that is a recommend, if they have that skill in it with just a little bit of training, will it bring out the best in them? I think it helps a great deal in the career choice. So in these situations, what typically happens is counseling is required for both children and the parents. So on one side, you are sitting with the student, trying to analyze what are his or her strengths and what is the choice of career. And in 90% of the cases, you will not believe the child knows what he's good at and what does he want to do. Popular, contrary to popular belief that children are confused, they are not. They are not. They just need that affirmation from somebody that yes, you are on the right track and you will be okay. It may not sound very commercially viable today, but 5 years, 6 years down the line, you're going to be okay. You're going to be making good money. So it's not a wrong choice. So as a graphologist, if I'm able to do that, my next step is to counsel the parents that all you do is believe in your child, let him pursue his passion and he will be okay. Money will follow automatically if you're doing what you love doing. So that's how it works with students.
I know that's brilliant, I think, because as you said, through handwriting, if you can figure out the areas of strengths, what is a personality trait in terms of long term career aspirations, and then you can match that to a career which goes with the child's personality, then obviously the child is going to be happy doing what they are doing.
Yes.
Thank you so much for that insight, and for all the parents who are listening to us. If you have a child who's in the age bracket of 16 to 22 or trying to decide, what next, or even if you're an adult who's looking at a career change, who's not happy with what you're doing currently, and you're a little confused as to what next, graphotherapy is something that can actually guide you in terms of, as a person, what are you most suitable for. So, if you're looking for advice for yourself or for anyone around you or your child, please do connect with us, because I think a session with Meenakshi is something that can give you that starting point, that what next to do. Thank you, Meenakshi.
Thank you, Deepti.